Meanwhile, in Tupac news,
The shooting of Tupac Shakur once again underscores the violence that has surrounded this man since he shot the superstar.
People pulled up, opened fire. Shakur and Knight.
Tupac Shakur was shot several times in the chest.
Shakur was pronounced dead.
MAKAVELI in this Illuminati, all through your body. The blows like a 12-gauge shot at feel me? Niggas are just gonna act like I'ma just be in jail and they gonna give me shout-outs and try to take my position. And if you watch, that's what Biggie did.
Daddy had beef, asked me if I had my piece. Sure do, 222s in my shoes.
Listen to Party and Bullshit. Listen to his style. He changed from that to Big Papa. Because of me.
Cause in a few we gon' do what we came to do. Ain't that right, boo?
Yeah, my album Me Against the World was the second one. He had the first one. I changed everything because Ready to Die came out and it sounded like my album.
Be fighter, a pop style taker. Yeah, I'm clocking ya. Versace shade watching ya.
Now it's all about Versace. You copy my style. 5 shots couldn't drop me. I took it and smelled.
Only Gab can do it like this. Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building. This is MAKAVELI Media, Bad Boys Moving Silence Part 4. Due to the overwhelming response to the series so far, I've decided the level of interest is such that I'm going to stretch this out to a 7-part series. Give yourselves a pat on the back for that. I only intended on doing 2, maybe 3. Y'all that made me decide to take it up to 7. Thank you so much for your support. Keep riding with your homie Gab. This episode is, now it's all about Versace. Did Biggie take Tupac's style? Now let's break that down for a minute. Before everybody start calling me a Biggie hater, first of all, let me say this. If you want me to say, this go both ways now. For my Tupac fans and for my Biggie fans. If you want me to get on here and pretend like what Biggie did was right, you know, with the subliminal disses on Life After Death, I can't do that. Because like I said, Tupac was dead. If the disses would have came out beforehand, fair game. But once a man is dead, you don't drop stuff like that. That's just my opinion. Or for me to act like both things Bad Boy has been accused of is cool. No, I can't do that. Pac was too good for that. I'm talking about what happened in New York and what happened in Las Vegas. Yeah, you know, we gotta, you know. Now, for my Tupac fans, if you want me to get on here and say Biggie was a bum and Biggie couldn't rap, I can't do that. Biggie was a phenomenal talent. He was a monster with the microphone. Anybody that know that hip-hop know that. Tupac even knew that. Matter of fact, it was Biggie's skills that attracted Tupac to him in the first place. When Tupac heard Party and BS, he was all over it. He wanted to know who Biggie was, and, you know, he invited Biggie into his thug life clique. These are all facts. Facts. Biggie was nice with the microphone. Now, did he learn a lot from Tupac? Absolutely. Absolutely. You heard Tupac tell him, yo, do not rap for the fellas. He ain't used the word fellas. Rap for the ladies. He didn't use the word ladies. Because, you know, the ladies buy your stuff and the fellas buy what the ladies like, basically. You know what I mean? So he was telling Biggie the game, how to be successful. Now, Tupac claims that while he was locked up, some of his friends made the conscious decision to try to step into his spot and let him rot in prison while, you know, they move into his position. He also said that Biggie's style was grimy and gutter until he got with him. And, you know, then Biggie adapted the persona Big Papa. He's a player now. You know, you heard Tupac say Biggie wasn't no player. But you also heard Puffy say Biggie had a bunch of girls. You know, it's just one of them things, man. You have to really sit back and look at it. I mean, how do y'all feel about it? Do you think that Biggie stole a lot of Tupac's style. You hear Tupac say he had another album before he put out Me Against the World. And that album is called Thug Style. That he was going to put out, you know, right before he went to prison or while he was in jail. And he said Biggie had copied so much off his album, he couldn't even put his original album out because people would have thought he was copying. So he had to put out Me Against the World because it was totally different. Now, you might ask yourself, how did Tupac have so much material laying around? Well, you heard people saying he was doing music every day, 3-4 songs. My homie Mouse Man told me straight up, when he was rolling with Pac, they would hand the record label about 40 songs and let them pick 12. So he had material to choose from, you know, at that point in time. But you also hear Tupac reference Versace. Now, Versace was a huge fan of Tupac. He reached out to Tupac, and his articles of clothing cost so much money. But he was giving it to Tupac for free. He wanted Tupac to wear his product, just like Karl Kani. I don't know if Biggie had the same deal with Versace, but, you know, Tupac says Biggie stole that from him. You know, you see Biggie wearing the Versace fabric, especially the Versace glasses. Biggie wore that a lot. But I definitely saw Tupac rocking it first. Not the glasses, but, you know, the Versace brand. So Pac was upset about that. And, you know, he just felt like, you know, Biggie had borrowed from him way too much, you know, to betray him like he did. You know, Idi Amin from the Outlaws called Biggie out on Hit 'Em Up for copying Pac. And, you know, the craziest part is while Tupac was alive, we never heard a response. Not a denial, not a rebuttal, not nothing. Now, as far as rhyme schemes, I don't hear a whole lot of Tupac influence in Biggie's flow. Biggie sounds to me like hieroglyphics, Souls of Mischief, or like King T, mixed with a little bit of East Coast flavor. But those groups I all named was West Coast groups. As far as the player lifestyle, Tupac said Biggie was able to talk about this stuff because he was around him. And all the fancier things in life, the finer things in life, like the expensive champagne and, you know, the whining and dining of females, Tupac said that was him buying Biggie that stuff. If you go back and listen to the interview he did with Sway, I think it was one of his last interviews. He broke all of these things down. I'm just wondering, how much of the game did Biggie pick up from Tupac? And shout outs to the homie Mouse, man. You know, one time Mouse was sharing a story with me, man, about when Pac had first started bringing Biggie around. And he said Biggie was just the coolest cat. Yo, he said Biggie, man, was humble. He said Biggie used to catch the bus to wherever they was at, man. Biggie was just so happy to be a part of Tupac's movement. He said Pac loved Biggie and Biggie loved Pac. He said, yeah, Biggie slept on the sofa, man. No complaints, neither. So it just amazed him to see them go from that to, you know, where it ended up at. And it's a sad situation, man. I mean, but the beautiful part of history is it's cool to go back and revisit it from time to time because, you know, we can't let these brothers die. We can't let them die out. They were too important to not talk about what was going on. And it's still fascinating to this day. Biggie's flow also reminded me of Mr. Funky Man from Lords of the Underground. You remember them? Lord Chief Rocker, number one Chief Rocker. Something about his voice when he would get high pitched and when he was flowing. He had a little bit of him mixed in there too. But as far as Tupac, maybe, you know, maybe it was just the influence. You know what I mean? it was the influence that you know, Biggie Smalls wanted to capture. You know, being in the streets, getting the love from the homies as well as the ladies. You know what I mean? Having a star's presence. You know, when I was saying in the last video, it got a few of y'all upset. I was never saying that Tupac made Biggie. Like I already said, Biggie had immense talent. I didn't say Pac made Biggie, but trust me, when you're an unsigned artist or you up and coming, when you get a signed artist to validate you or to make you official, that's a big deal. And to have Tupac in your corner couldn't hurt at all. Couldn't hurt Biggie at all. Matter of fact, that was a good look for Biggie. And, you know, Pac actually thought Biggie was going, you know, rep Thug Life. He said he was expecting to hear Biggie shout Thug Life out on the album. But I guess Puffy and Bad Boy had their own, you know, ideas. You know, that definitely rubbed Tupac the wrong way also. But here we go. It's my time of the show that I love most. When I get to pick your brains and ask y'all, tell me what you think. Was it a plan? Why Tupac was locked up? After Bad Boy allegedly knew about him getting set up or was part of the setup while Pac was rotting in jail, was it the plan to take his style and run with it? Was it an open seat at the table? A vacant seat at the table for Biggie to sit in and to become the king of hip-hop? Definitely the king of New York. Or just maybe, hear me out, or maybe Pac wasn't supposed to survive the robbery. And maybe they was going to get his spot that way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was bigger than just while he was in jail. Maybe that was the whole plot from the beginning. So yeah, Big could get that spot. Tell me what you think. You know, I often wonder, I know it's conversations and things that, of course, they had a friendship that spanned over the years. So I'm sure it's things we don't know about. But I just wonder how much of the game did he actually pick up from Tupac? For Tupac to even feel like Biggie stole it from him and ran with it. That's exactly how he felt. Oh yeah, as far as the Mad Rapper skit goes, I don't have 100% proof who they was talking about on that. It could have been some references to Raekwon or Ghostface, but definitely, that full album reference was definitely a shot at Tupac. No matter how you slice it, it is what it is. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Please share and like this video. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm your homie Gab. I'm signing off. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.
Now it's all about Versace. You copy my style. 5 shots couldn't drop me. I took it and smelled. Niggas is just gonna act like I'ma just be in jail and they gonna give me shout outs and try to take my position. And if you watch, that's what Biggie did.